Hey, what's going on YouTube? Gary here, gzduel, here to bring you guys a video on the ban list. Yes, so today I heard from a couple of other YouTubers that the ban list for the OCG is confirmed. As you guys can see that there are scans here from the Shonen Jump. So it looks pretty legitimate actually. I've seen these pictures. And the list is something that we've seen a couple of days ago when they put it out, you know, the one with all the baby dragons limited. So I think it's pretty much real for the OCG. I don't know if it will like transfer card for card for the TCG ban list, but I'm hoping that it will be because we usually have the same ban list. But first of all, I like to say a couple of things. I got my Skype back, so if you want to talk to me on Skype, you can definitely find me in there. I will still be on Facebook and all that stuff, so sorry for the inconvenience for this past few days. Also, I will be getting my microphone back for tomorrow and from then on, so don't even worry about that. The quality is going to improve. Now, this video is basically me talking about what could be meta next format, because judging by this list, I have no clue. No clue at all, because I feel like Konami using this list just hit it so precisely that every deck gets a little bit of what they can do, but they don't get it to a point where it is absolutely broken that everyone will play the deck. So with that said, let's just get into the new ban list. Of course, I'll link this down in the description below. For the newly forbidden ones, we have Burner, Lightning, Reactance, and Stream. So all the baby dragons for the Dragon Ruler deck, all the baby dragons will be forbidden. Plus, the card that everybody seems to hate is Spellbook of Judgment. So these guys will get banned. So the change on the meta would be Dragon Rulers would decrease in speed. If Dragon Rulers are still being played, they will decrease in speed. No longer will they have like ditch 2 baby dragons, you know, summon 2 big dragons from the deck, go for a Draco stack. So that will severely limit what they can do in the early game. But at the same time, I feel like since card destruction isn't banned, isn't part of the newly forbidden list, the deck can still possibly do something. I mean, if you can just think about it, all the baby dragons only add up to 8 cards. So usually the deck plays 3 big dragons plus 2 baby dragons, and there are 4 elements. So if the 2 baby dragons all get taken out, there's only 8 cards missing. So people can actually main deck things like if I'm not mistaken, people can main deck things like Dragon Ravine. So they can discard a big dragon, send a big dragon from the deck to the graveyard. So that's totally fine. They will still have 2 dragons in the graveyard to work with. And also, there are other cards like that new card from, what is that called? The new card from the Blue Eye structure deck, the Mausoleum of the Dragon. It's like a Foolish Burial for dragons. So what they can in fact do is something like this. Activate Mausoleum of the Dragon, send, oh yeah, and the Mausoleum of Dragon's effect, if you guys don't know, is send 1 dragon monster from your deck to the graveyard. If that monster you sent was a normal monster, you can send another dragon monster from your deck to the graveyard. So what they can do is they can use that Mausoleum of the Dragon, send something like the Flamvell Guard, which is a normal monster, fire dragon level 1 tuner, and then once that is sent to the graveyard, they can send whatever elemental dragon into the graveyard. Now they already have an extra target. So I think Dragon Rulers might just try out those tech cards in order to keep the speed of the deck. I know it won't be as consistent, but you know, it can still definitely compete even though these Dragon Rulers, small Dragon Rulers, have been limited. So tell me guys what you think about that. I think they can still be meta. I think same thing with Spellbooks. Like they hit it to a point where it's not broken. If they take out like Spellbook of Judgment, they won't be able to go plus a billion in the first turn. But at the same time, the deck is still going to run very well like clockwork. They still have 3 secrets and 3 Spellbook of Spellbook Magicians. So you know, stacking counters on Star Hall, and plus they still have Priestess. They still have that opportunity to play Priestess and Jowgen. So I don't think they will be completely dead. So tell me guys what you guys think about Spellbooks as well. Now newly limited, they're very good. Konami, they hit like Spellbook Firefoot. Sorry, Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Rooster just when it came out, because they realized that the 3-axis Fire Fist can go +3 in turn 1. So they wanted to reduce the consistency of the deck. So, you know, it will be meta, but I don't know if it will be like top tier anymore. Ally Justice, Gen X Ally Birdman, you know, that's just for OTK they're trying to hit, so it's alright. Mermail Abystius is getting limited. So, I mean, Mermail Abystius and also down here Abyss Sphere. So that... So, you know, once Dragon Rulers and Spellbooks get hit, I was thinking, well, Tier 1 is going to be probably Fire Fist and Mermails. But it seems like for the newly limited list, they're like, no, we don't want them to be broken either. It seems like Konami has just considered everything. So that's a pretty good hit. Over here we have Wind Up Shark at 1. It's pretty interesting. Wind Ups haven't been doing that much with Wind Up Shark, but it's good to see them hitting like broken cards. But I'll talk about Wind Up Shark later. Trishula is back, so that's a very interesting choice. I guess Konami is definitely going to try to promote some synchros. Trishula is one of those niche cards where not every deck can go into, but if you go into it, if you have that opportunity to go into it, most decks would choose it because it's a really good card. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Number 11, Big Eye, is also getting limited. That I saw coming. I think that, you know, it just, if you don't limit that, each player will have like 3 Big Eyes in their in their extra deck. It'll just be a game of like snatch steal. I'll steal your Big Eye to steal your other Big Eye to steal the Big Eye that steal the monster. So it's just confusing. Divine Wind of Mist Valley. Divine Wind of Mist Valley goes in conjunction with Allied Birdman. So yeah, that's fine. Divine Wind of Mist Valley, after that is Super Rejuvenation. Super Rejuvenation is, you know, meant to hit dragons. It's one of their broken cards. So far, everything has been balanced. I mean, dragons are still probably going to be playable. Spellbooks are probably going to be playable. Fire Fists are still going to be playable, and Mermails are going to be playable, but they're all, like, they have all been nerfed to a point where no one deck is absolutely broken. So I still don't know what the meta is going to be. For semi-limited, it just confuses things more because, look, they put Chaos Sorcerer at 2, so, you know, it encourages, you know, anti-meta decks, Chaos based decks. You know, it could give Chaos Dragons maybe a little bit of a boost. Now they put Gladiator Bestiary at 2, so I was like, huh, so they really want to promote variety. I mean, I've heard from some experienced Gladiator Beast players that as long as we have Bestiary at 2, the deck can be really, really good. So I was like, huh, that's like Konami trying to bring back like old diversity. They recognize that some decks, no matter what format, they will not die. Like Gladiator Beasts, they won't die. Gadgets, they won't die, and all that stuff. So they're just like giving you guys back some stuff, so to diversify the format. So I don't know, you might see Gladiator Beasts be top tier, or maybe like tier 1.5, simply because the competitors like Fire Fist, Mermails, and all that stuff, they have also been nerfed. So like, for example, like Gladiator Beast can have a pretty favorable matchup against Mermails as well. So if your opponent sets the first turn, they set Lindy, and then you summon a Gladiator Beast, you attack into the Lindy. Sure, you can destroy the Lindy, but then your Gladiator Beast gets to tag out, and you get your deck rolling. If your opponent plays Dragon Rulers, and they somehow go into Draco Sack, then you can still attack one of the tokens, right? And then you've battled, and you can use Gladiator Beast. So, you know, Gladiator Beast can be able to do something with 2 Bestiari. Over here we have Gorz, the Emissary of Darkness. Wow, Konami really doesn't want us to OTK each other like crazy, so they're like, we're going to slow down the game by hitting all the top tier decks and bringing back some of the tier 2.5 decks and giving you guys protection for days. So 2 Gorz, 2 Neospatian Grammels, so people will have to think about what they summon from the extra deck and not get returned. 2 Black Whirlwind, this is very interesting. I've been a Black Whirlwind player, and I think 2 Whirlwind is the right time. I mean, Black Wings, the best thing about Black Wings is, you know, they can always find support for each other. If you have Black Whirlwind, you can just summon one, you can search the other, and then summon the other, you can search another. So it's a really good card. And like, I don't understand why Black Whirlwind is at 2 when something more broken like Wind Up Factory, okay, that can activate during both players' turns as long as the Wind Up monster's effect is activated. I don't understand why that is at 3 while Black Whirlwind is at 2. But still, Black Whirlwind at 2, I feel like, you know, they can do something. Black Wings can do something. We have 3 Kalutes. It's going to be a good time. Lastly, for the newly semi-limited, we have 2 Fire Formation Tenki. Now, Fire Formation Tenki is something I predicted. I really didn't think they were going to hit too much, but I predicted that actually because I felt like that's the best way to hit Fire Fist for Konami. The best business sense way, so that they don't hit any of the expensive cards like Bear that they're going to get reprinted into tin. They don't hit expensive like cards like Horse Prince and all of that stuff. They just hit some of the common cards that run deck like Fire Formation Tenki. But with that said, Tenki at 2 is still like quite good for the deck. I mean, Reinforcement of the Army is at 1, but Tenki's at 2, you know. And also Bear can search Tenki, and Bear is not limited, so it doesn't really make much of a difference for me. Okay, now for the newly unlimited list, Here's when things get interesting. Tsukiyomi's at 3. Well, Tsukiyomi's just been that card that's like at 1 everything was okay, at 2 everything's okay. So Konami's just like, why not just put it at 3? Wind Up Magician. Now, Wind Up Magician at 3, I feel like it's kind of a revival of wind-ups. If you guys recall, Shark was hit and limited, right? But if you have Wind Up Magician, things can actually blow up even more smoothly. So that Shark Magician combo that everyone was like complaining about back when wind-ups was a thing. You just summon Wind Up Magician, you reveal Shark. That revealing effect will trigger the first Wind Up Magician's effect to special summon another Wind Up Magician. Now you special summon Shark Chainlink 2, and then you use Shark's effect, Chainlink 1, and then use Shark's effect on the field to change its level, and when you do that, your second Magician effect will trigger. Now with that said, that could actually still happen because you have one Shark, but that's all you need. You need multiple Magicians, so wind-ups might be able to do something as well. So this is really cool. Konami is bringing back some old decks like Gladiator Beast, Black Wings, and Wind-up Magician. So with that said, I still don't know what the heck is going to be meta. Tell me, guys, what you think is going to be meta. Okay, over here still, Advanced Ritual Art at 3. I don't know, some people might play some Herald of Creation, the perfect Herald thingy. Over here, emergency calls at 3, so that's pretty good. Heroes would be like, hey, cool, we get an extra search, that's awesome, makes the deck more consistent, makes me run fewer monsters, awesome. Neo-Spacian Grand Moles at 2, maybe I'll try that as a tech. Heroes can do a lot of stuff, so they will still be pretty meta. Pot of Duality at 3, that's very interesting. Konami sees that the format is going to slow down, so they understand that you won't have like Mirror Match Dragon Rulers where everyone's going to get like +3s, +5s for Super Rejuvenation, all that stuff. So they really want to bring back Pot of Duality, reduce the sackiness, and increase the efficiency, increase the stability of decks, I guess. Over here, Reasoning, Reasoning's alright. I guess it'll give a little bit of a boost to decks that mill. Scapegoat at 3, you see, I mean, like, Konami just don't want us to OTK each other at all. Like, Mirror Force at 3 is like, Konami is like, sure, you can spam the field. I recognize the game has evolved into a time where everyone is special summoning, filling up the field, but you really can't just OTK everybody. They have 2 Gores, they have 3 Scapegoats, they have 3 Mirror Force, so it really makes you think twice about attacking. So with that said, what I think will still be meta is Dragon Rulers. They'll just be a bit slower. Spellbooks, they'll still be meta, but I think they'll just be a bit slower. Fire Fist, same thing. Mermail, same thing. I think maybe Gladiator Beast will come back a little bit. I think they have the best chance of being competitive. Wind-ups are cute, but they could still be like tier 2. But there's one thing I want to point out that I feel like can still be like meta. The things that aren't hit on this list. What isn't hit in this list, guys? Of course, I'm talking about Evil Swarm Ophion. That isn't hit. Now, if that isn't hit, that can still be really meta. Their competitors are still the Dragons, still the Prophecy, they might play Priestess, still the Fire Fist because they might go into Horse Prince and all that stuff, and still the Mermaids because they're all level 7 monsters. So, nothing hit for the Evil Swarm players. Evil Swarm players are like, hooray, my deck will be sick because I have Evil Swarm Ophion still at 3, and I still have Master Key Beetle, I can still play that lock, and I would still win games. So Evil Swarms probably be the next tier 1 deck. And also Constellars. Constellars haven't been hit, they're under the radar. They were tier 2.5 or tier 2 when dragons were like baby dragons everywhere, but now their competitors have gone. That kind of just inadvertently makes them good. So that's what I think will be meta, guys. Tell me what you guys think will be meta, because I need to really figure out how this format is going to solidify in order to find cards for the side deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Gary gzduels signing out.